unusual. Yeah, I kill it cold like a criminal. I'm everybody's type, but nobody can deny. As you know, I get it, I'm getting freaky. Yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky, freaky on. Get that freaky, freaky, getting freaky. Get it right, get it right. Get that freaky, freaky on. 챙겨 보고다가 get freaky. Yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky, freaky on. Get that freaky, freaky, getting freaky. Get it right, get it right. 상관하지 마. I'll be on the top, top killer. I'll be on the top, top winner. I'll be on the top, top killer. I'll be on the top, 'cause I own it, know it, I'm a red. I'm getting freaky, yeah, I'ma bring the crazy. Get that freaky, freaky on, get that freaky, freaky. I'm getting freaky, get it right, get it right. Get that freaky, freaky on, 챙겨 보고다가 get freaky.
If we try to believe in anything greater than a miracle, it wouldn't be this difficult. If we try to be a negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. If we try to believe in anything greater than a miracle, it wouldn't be this difficult. If we try to be a negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. We could be taking control. 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 If we try to believe in anything greater than a miracle, it wouldn't be this difficult. If we try to be a negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. If we try to believe in anything greater than a miracle, it wouldn't be this difficult. If we try to be a negative bull, yeah, we could be taking control. Yeah. We could be taking control. 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 calm before the storm. Things aren't as they were before. You best start bracing. Did you think you could keep us out? Shut the gates, forget us now. Tides are changing. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Can you hear the sound? With the ground beneath your feet, with a whisper in the trees. Do you feel us watching? Hunger in our eyes, victories on our minds. It's our time to rise. Can you hear the sound? Can't stop us now. We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution. Can you hear the sound? We're not back in town, know what we're doing. Things are about to change, it's evolution. Voices shake the ground, you feel it moving. We're the revolution.
The year is 1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
You've been knocked down and got up again. In a corner, you're surrounded, no defenders. You've hid your fury and kept it in. But it's time now, you ignite and turn to embers. Like a phoenix, you burst in little too fast. I miss the days that we chill and relax. Where did the time go? It all passed. Now I need to go back. I had no worries, but always had plans. Only thing I did was pick at the trash. Now it's much harder to laugh. Hard to get up and not work on my craft. I need inspiration. Don't need no validation. No more medication. Should try some meditating. I don't need you to save me. Feel like all of you hate me. Everything's been so hard with all the situations lately. I just need to numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. I just wanna numb the pain. I just wanna run away. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. Well, maybe I'm done, maybe I've lost. Still putting up a fight because I love my mom, I love my family. When I was young, they would all look after me. I don't know why, but I feel like a burden. I spent my life overthinking my purpose. I can't really cry, I'm so used to the hurt. Trauma keeps up at me at the wrong moment. I just wanna numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain. I just need to numb the pain. I just need to numb the pain for a minute. I just wanna run away on vacation. I don't know what else to say now. I just need to numb the pain.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet another AFR broadcast. As usual, I am Kunai Zero, and thank you for joining us here for this Tier 1 Championship round. With me is Gus Rules. He'll be joining us a little bit later in the show. So as we wait for our drivers to get ready, we can just go over some stuff from the previous rounds. Just trying to get myself set up. Sorry, I am usually a little bit more prepared. However, we're running late today, so hopefully it won't be as rushed as I think it might. So yes, round 10, season 7, round 10. So we're at Silverstone, of course, the home of F1 in Britain, and it should be a good one. I think we might have a full grid, so that'll be good. I think I hear Gus.
Hello. Yes, I'm here.
Hey, how are you?
Very hot and sweaty after that tier 3 race, but otherwise good.
No worries. Alrighty. So, what I'll do is, while we're still waiting, let me just quickly go over I would have fancy schmancy graphics, but that is unfortunately broken on me today. So I'm going to have to just look them up the old school way. Where are we? So, from our last round in Imola, Potty took the win there. He's currently sitting on 172 points, which puts him 40 points ahead of Mikau, who's currently in second with 132. Hero's currently in third, holding up third in the Drivers' Championship with 109 points. Feeble with 84. In fourth place, Geordie and Artanis tied with 63 points each. Big Al has 48. T-Mac with 45. Trin with 29. Bait as well with 29. So while we're just counting down, just run us your thoughts. Gus, what are you expecting for tonight's race?
It's going to be a little bit of a mix-up, I think, tonight, because obviously this is probably, I think, one of the first of the vanilla tracks from the game that we're going back to after the major handling update. And there have been a lot of complaints from the drivers that the track just feels really bad to drive, especially through maggots and thickets. Just really difficult to follow as well. There's a lot of dirty air through cops and those first few corners as well. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a lot of people probably having a few spins, I think, especially during qualifying as they're pushing the limits. But when the field's going to be all bunched up, especially in the opening few laps and after the safety cars, that I'm sure we will see. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few people mowing some grass.
All right. Well, I think we're ready to get in. Let's port over. See what we've got here. All right. Should pop up in a minute now, hopefully. There we go. All right. Let's get the UI set up for everyone at home. I'm going to need to tweak these volume settings as well. It's going to be a problem. We should be okay. All right, here we go. So, details up there. Alrighty. 18 minutes on that clock. Obviously, we're counting down. Who came out on track first? One of the Ferraris. That'll probably be
Simdogger.
Yeah, no worries.
Followed by Hero.
We'll jump on board with Simdogger as he makes his way around this track of Silverstone. So like I alluded to earlier, I was actually running late, but did Tier 3 suffer from any of the glitches we've come to know and love?
Mostly it was okay. We did have the 2 spectators drop out when there was a safety car, the first safety car of the race, and I think there was an issue with the stream towards the end of the race. We didn't quite get the results board on the stream, but I think for the most part it was pretty good. I've had some close battles throughout the race, didn't notice any desync at all. I can't really speak for anyone else, but yeah, general feedback was it was pretty good.
Awesome. Okay, well hopefully we get ourselves into a good groove. Glitch free. I would love to see a race where everything just goes beautiful. Now that I've said that, I'm going to kick myself, but that's fine. We'll see how we go. Let me just have a look at some of the comments here.
So we got at Bandcamp in the chat. How does it feel to be a winner, Kunai?
Feels pretty good. I honestly didn't expect us to win the 10 Hours of Suzuka, but we did. And yeah, feels good. Not gonna lie. All right, let's jump
Definitely
on. T-Cam here with Simdogger in the Ferrari. First flying lap of the session. So we'll see where he can put that Ferrari on the board. So it looks like we have 16 drivers. Oh, I thought we had a full grid. I must have read that wrong. Never mind. I will point out this, though. If you have a look, currently P3 on the scoreboard, you might notice a familiar face for those of you who know AFR. That'd be Matt Dabry, who's filling in the Ferrari. And he used to have some really strong pace, so I'm interested to see where he comes today. This might actually be like a really, really good result for Ferrari, because they've had quite a shocking couple of previous races.
You say that, but he installed the game before he said he was going to be racing, and he has a grand total of 3 hours raced on F1 2021, so I don't know how well he's going to go for the Scuderia, but we'll keep an eye on him for sure.
We will see. All right, so here we go. Simdogger now coming around the final sector. Simdogger, another one plagued with problems. Everybody, please put your hands together and pray to whatever gods it is that we pray to, and that Simdogger's game doesn't crash on the grid. Let's not have that, please. Here we go. Round the line, and he'll cross with a 1:27.445, which is immediately beaten by Hero in the Williams with a 1:26.49. Panda, 1:26.902. As we let's jump on board with combined. He's just currently on that lap. As the lap times flow in, Hero still in the lead there. Bluey comes across with a 1:26.9. Pacey with a 1:21.7. And Pondon with a 1:28.17. See some more. Matt Dabry there with a 1:27.2, so not bad. First lap across.
Well, he's out-qualified his teammate already, so pretty good for a bloke who's only been on the game for 3 hours.
Alrighty. So hopefully, for those of you watching, the volumes all check out. I did have to readjust, but if anything seems out of whack, just let me know in the chat. I'll see if I can fix it for you. What else we got? Is the new track included in the current season? All of them will be. Once they're released. Gus has already explained that, so never mind. Saw your chat there. As combined YouTuber just coming around the final corners now. We'll jump on board and let's see where the Alfa Romeo can place his teammate. Currently P3 with that 1:26.9. So here we go. Down into... what was that? Village. Oh my god, now I'm going to have to remember the corners. Village, and then that'd be the loop into Aintree, down the Wellington Straight, into the DRS zone, up through the gears, brake just after the 50. Oh wow, okay, you brake much later. Shows how much I know. Into Brooklands, around Luffield. Then you want to get a nice shot so you can go through Woodcote and up to the fast right-hander at Cops. A little bit of sour memories for anyone that's a Red Bull fan as we come down to said corner. Oh, nice lift there. Didn't extend the track limits. That's what you want to see. Now we hit Sector 2. Through Maggots and Beckett. And it does seem slower than I remember. So I think there might be something to that handling comment. Max speed, DRS 316 towards the end. And they turn into Stowe. Down towards the Vale Chicane. You don't want to mess it up here because you've done so well through the rest of the lap. Oh, it takes a little bit of curb on the inside, unsettles the car, but it doesn't look too bad. And he will cross the line with a 1:27.5, which will put him currently in 10th. Take that back, it'll put him in 11th. As
Ponzi in the final sector is about to finish up his lap. Looks very, very good. Remember last week he had an absolute... No, it was the week before I had an absolute shocker with a lot of bodywork damage and floor damage ruining his race. Only got enough for P10 at the moment, though, with 1:27.3.
All right, so only 2 drivers yet to set a time in this session. That'd be the Red Bull of Trin and the Haas of Smitty. Now, again, if you've still got your hands together, praying for no glitches, also chat a prayer to Smitty, because just seems to be having some issues with his car. And always just makes like the tiniest little mistakes and then ends up costing big. So he's hoping everything goes well and he gets better points, because Smitty's fast, but it just seems like he just gets caught out at the worst times.
I think he is kind of like how Nut was last season. Like he shows a lot of pace and just always seems to get tripped over or make little mistakes that just absolutely ruin his race. So hopefully he's back on it again today. A few less drivers in the lobby tonight as we're used to seeing. So hopefully he's able to get a decent result and get some of that confidence back.
Also, I'm gonna point this out because I'm just anyway. Everyone's supposed to have their own race number, and yet I can see 3 people with the number 2. God damn it! Seriously, drivers can't tell them nothing. All right, on board with Panda. 1:26.9 was his initial lap. Now on a flying lap, see if he can improve on that time, as we have 9 minutes. I was about to say 9 hours. 9 minutes and 40 seconds left on the clock. Thank you for the follow, League Limits. We do have a Discord. You will find it in the About section in our Twitch channel. Or on the website, that's right, AussieFormulaRacing.com. Is it .com, .au? Or is it just
I think it's just .com.
Just .com.
Yeah.
You would know, because you made it.
I should know.
You should know, yeah. Are there less drivers due to COVID restrictions? We don't have a COVID passport system as of yet, and until the government tells us we do, then no, we haven't had any restrictions. But obviously, if anything happens, we are more than prepared to implement whatever regulations are necessary. But to my knowledge, you cannot transmit COVID over the internet.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. When the 5G reception gets better. That's what the vaccines are for. Okay, so... Oh, Panda, I didn't even notice because I was too busy making that chat, but Panda has invalidated that lap, so he will have to come around again. He's coming into the pits, probably check out, put on some tyres, and go around again. Trent and Smitty are both on a lap. Let me jump on board with Smitty. Ooh, that is a wicked helmet. Just going to put that out there. Actually, very, very nice. As he comes down towards Stowe. So, in terms of strategy here, what's the expectation? I'm not familiar with.
It's a very comfortable one stop. So the mediums can go the full race distance. So essentially, if people starting on the softs, if there's a safety car in the first couple of laps, you'll see people jump straight onto the mediums and go to the end from there.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, softs tend to last about 10 or so laps, maybe 15. But yeah, mediums are very, very durable here. Don't expect anyone to touch the hards. It's not that much slower than the mediums, but the mediums are so durable that there's no real point using the hards at all.
Awesome. So that'll mean anyone starting on the softs, what lap would they be expecting to change?
If there's no safety car, expect it to go around about lap 6 or 7. Obviously, if there's a safety car earlier, you might see a few people stay out like we did in Tier 3, but I think when we had our safety car lap 3 or 4, and basically everyone in the top 10 who started on the softs came in.
Righto. As Hero just set another fastest lap there with a 1:26.3. Very, very quick. I wonder if anybody can touch that. Mikau looks very close. But, and then Feber. Oh, but Feber's not here. Ooh.
Feber is not here.
Ooh, okay. All right, on board with the Red Bull, still rocking that beautiful white livery. As he'll go around. He's flying out 1:27.3. Time to improve. I'm sure he will. Pot's a very quick driver. How was my day? My day was okay. I watched UFC 268, and it was good. And I enjoyed it. And I ate a Philly cheesesteak. And that was also good. Ooh.
Is that why you were late for streaming?
No, actually, I was late because I have a child and he needed to be taken care of. And unfortunately, there are priorities. And that is one of them. So Potty went past the sector line and was actually slower. So I'm just wondering if you'll be able to catch this up in the later parts of the lap. Ooh, as Mikau sets the fastest time now, 1:26.337 from the AlphaTauri. So now we've got a battle on our hands. 5 minutes and 40 seconds left on that clock. Will we see Hero have an answer? My suspicions are yes. Oh, and he invalidated. Okay, so Potsy will now have to come back in. Great brakes. Did you see that? Oh, instant stop when he hit that pit line. Bloody hell. Technology in these F1 cars, amazing. See, yellow flag down in Sector 2. It looks like the Haas just going slowly around there. As Keeper gifts yet another sub, this man, made of money. Thank you very much, sir. Congratulations, Mez. Get yourself a free sub. Absolute love for Keeper there. What are the odds on these drivers? I don't know. I'm not good at that stuff.
I reckon you'd be crazy to go against Hero, I think. With Fieber not racing, I think he's probably going to have the best odds. That said, Mikau looks like he's very quick at this track. I think it'll be a fair battle between those two. Psycho with his definitely unbiased opinion there in the chat, saying Mikau for P1.
Yep. Wonder why that would be. Here we go, Matt Dabry, 1:27.2. Jeez, maxing out the rev limit there. Here, trying to keep it in the hour. So we'll be crossing the Sector 1 line now. How much faster are we talking? 800ths, not bad. Nice use of the inside there. That is definitely the fastest line. Through Cops. Little bit of a lift, still half throttle. Beautiful. He comes around. He'll hit the second line just after Maggots and Beckett's. God, he shifted up to 8th in there. Snap as he shifts down. Crosses the line. Oh, and he's slower through that sector. So, ooh, this might balance out. We'll see. Ooh, down in the 4th. Oh, that's, yeah, he's made a mess of that for sure. And slows down. So he'll be looking to try one out again. We'll jump on board with Hero, actually, as he makes his way around the track. So Mikau still holding on to provisional pole, a 1:26.337. Hero very, very close behind, and we all know he likes to smash it out on those final laps. So with 2 minutes to go, I'm sure there'll be some back and forth between those two. I wonder if there's anybody... Potty, maybe. Potty's pretty strong. I don't know if he'll get up there, but definitely Mikau and Hero will fight it out between them. Potty has done no practice and hates the track. Alright, I'll take everything I said back. Does wear and tear carry over in this? No. No. Although having a league system would be nice, there are many restrictions that prevent us from using it properly. So no, we don't do that. These are simply races held with each round. They're held as is and separately. And the only damage would be damage incurred during the race. No engine penalties or things like that. But keep an eye on that top right box as we come around the track. See if Hero is faster. I think the better question is how much faster. Come past the sector line now. 100th of a second. Really tidy here through Maggots and Beckett. Oh, dancing through there. A little bit on the grass, but that's fine. 1/10 up. Bloody hell, that's rapid. Already 1/10 up. So here we go. He will catch some traffic. Hopefully it won't impede his lap at all. I do see a slow Red Bull there, but it should be out of the way by the time he gets through to the Val chicane. Yep, seems pretty clear. So here comes the Williams round the final turn. How much does he beat it by? Significant. That's at least 2/10 there. So Hero with a 1:26.182 to lock provisional pole for now with 10 seconds left on the clock. Mikau is on a lap as well.
Got some traffic though. Artanis in front of him had just completed a hot lap. I think he's actually doing a second lap in a row. And Mikau's right on his tails. He's going to get a ton of dirty air as we go through cops here.
That might be a downside, but the upside is if he can keep close enough, he'll actually get a tow. Down towards Stowe. I didn't mean to rhyme that, but I did.
You're a poet and you didn't know it.
Exactly.
Oh, we've got
I
a
see
Haas up in the wilderness.
Yep. There's a Haas off
and
the
there's
track.
another car absolutely cutting the grass here at... What was that? That's Trin.
All right, let's have a look at that timing board.
Oh, he's only just matching.
Yeah, so this might be dangerous. Here we go. Okay. So he's improving, but the time doesn't suggest that it'll be a jump to P1. However, the lap isn't over. Right behind Artanis here. And Pondon, it looks like Aston Martin are trying a team play. Mikkel looked like he went...
He's backed off.
He's backed off.
He doesn't want to start on those tyres. I think all through those corners, he was just suffering from a bit of understeer caused by that dirty air.
Oh, and Bluey's off the track. The only other driver that hadn't set a time, but he's off. So no improvement from him. That'll be a 1:26.9, currently in P11. And with that, that is the qualifying session done. We're just seeing some of these guys retire in the pits now. He takes evasive action there. So Hero will start on pole for round 10. And Mika will start alongside. Big Al with a 1:26.5 will start in third. And Batemate with a 1:26.6 will start from fourth. Close times though. You got a second from first to 12th position. 1 second covers that entire part of the field.
Yeah, and just 1.4. In fact, 1.3 and a bit covers the entire field. So really close here in Tier 1 this evening. Apparently there might be a little bit of desync between Bluey and Panda. So those two drivers just need to be aware of that. They might need to leave and rejoin the session at some point if it gets too bad. But we haven't had any other reports of any desync yet.
That's an interesting end screen. I've never had that before.
Yeah, I've had it happen before as well, and I got it exactly the same as you, so...
All right, so there we are. Hero with the fastest lap of the session at 1:26.1. He starts at pole. Mikau second with his 1:26.3. Big Alan Batemate on the second row for Mercedes and Haas. Artanis for Aston Martin with a 1:26.7 will start in fifth. Combined, the Alfa Romeo will start alongside him in sixth. T-Mac, Trin, Potty, and Panda round out the top 10. And a poor qualifying session for Pondon. I wonder if he's still trying to break in his new equipment. And Simdogger with a 1:27.4 will start just in front 15th. And his teammate, Matt Dabry, with a new return, will start in 13th.
Ali reporting as well that Potsy has the Red X to Panda as well, so if there's any AlphaTauri guys in the Twitch chat, you might want to let him know that he's desynced, so he'll want to restart, rejoin the session, or he may get punted by someone who can't see him.
There's the countdown timer. So, once we get underway, these guys will go around for their formation lap. Slow lap round the track. Just get some warmth in the tyres and brakes. And then, of course, we'll get this round underway. Hopefully we have a clean Tier 1. Hopefully we have a clean race and glitch-free. That would be nice, but we'll deal with it as it comes. Also, thank you everyone who is tuning in. If you're still here from E3, thank you very much. If you've just joined us, welcome. Hope you enjoy your stay. And, entertaining. That's what we aim to do.
Everyone's starting on the softs. No one is touching the mediums.
There you go. Look at that. I just have to. Oh, I can't. I locked it out. I'm dumb.
Oh, Ali's saying that there's no Red X anymore to Panda, so it looks like whatever he's done has fixed it.
Alrighty. Well, fingers crossed then. So there we are. 16 drivers for today's race. Hero leading the pack. 26 laps here at Silverstone. And hopefully they will be action-packed ones and clean. And for anyone who is sharp-eyed, you might notice some nice graphics around the track. This is actually one of the updated packs, so all of the resolutions have been bumped up. And they actually look really, really nice. I'm not going to lie.
Are there lots of crypto signs and stuff around everywhere?
I believe there is, wherever it was supposed to be on the actual track. I believe that they're there because it's accurate to as the track was on the day of the race.
Yeah.
There's actually what's hilarious is when you're coming out of the pits, which we'll probably see it at some point. There's the F1 game 2021 out now advertisements like there were, and that is brilliant. So yeah, that's for those who are wondering, Slendus on Race Department. He makes those mods, and they are brilliant. Massive shout out. Here we are, Hero, just coming up to that first grid slot now. All the drivers getting themselves ready, and then we will be underway. Apparently Panda is lagging again. Alright, hopefully it's not too bad. Now, everybody pray that the Ferrari stays in.
There we go.
Oh, everything's going okay so far. 5 red lights. They're out, and the race is on. Hero gets a decent start. Oh my god, one of the McLarens. Yep. That didn't seem too good. The McLaren already in the wall. It doesn't look like there's serious damage, though.
Oh, a bit of contact between Matteo Dabri and Smitty. Smitty goes onto the grass on the inside. Apart from that, everyone looks like they've got through cleanly.
Panda and Trin side by side as the Red Bull Apotti manages to get in front of both of them.
3 wide through turn 5 at the back.
Oh, they're bumping wheels. You can see them there. They're probably not supposed to be fighting, but nobody told them that. As Trin manages to squeeze ahead as they go through Luffield. They're still side by side. One of them's going to have to give up in cops, otherwise we're going to have a very awkward situation.
Smitty down 4 positions from the start. Big winner at the moment. Potsy up to 7th.
Oh, they've given it. Oh, that's Trin's had to go wide there. But at least no damage to either of them. They'll continue as is. Jesus, right off the bat. You can see Panda slotting in behind combined YouTuber there. Seems to have lost that Red Bull tail. Tries to cut it up on the inside. Does very, very well. And the AlphaTauri will jump up in 8th position. As we come round the final corner here, that is lap 1 done. Hero still in the lead of this race, but Mikau is very, very close behind. As you can see, following him now through Abbey. And we have a Sector 1 yellow flag. It's one of the Aston Martins. Actually, sorry, no. It's one of the AlphaTauris. It's Panda, and he's out of the race.
And I think we've got a safety car, or at least a virtual safety car.
Yep.
So yeah, it looks like he's lost it at the exit of turn 1 there. It's a very tricky corner. If you take a little bit too much speed, there's a big bump on the exit. And I dare say he's probably lost the rear, carrying too much speed with too much fuel on board. And yeah, he's just sent him into the barrier.
Very interesting. Okay, so we are now down to 15 drivers. Hopefully we'll get a report of some sort try and clarify what did actually happen there. I wonder if, yeah, he's lost it or if he's been bumped. Because he was in traffic, so they're still under virtual safety car conditions, of course. That is, they have to stay under a specified delta time. It's around 40% speed.
Apparently he had floor damage from the start, so that would have made things a lot more tricky as well. There we go, green flag.
All right, racing conditions are back, and Hero wastes no time in getting the foot down. And Mikau also very close behind. Oh, almost runs into the back of him there from the right camera angle there. And DRS is now enabled. So expect to see some moves down the back straight, and possibly on the Wellington straight. If, of course, the car is close enough to the one in front. You can see that rear wing open. DRS, it's worth a lot. You can see him might look for the inside. Plays the safe game, which is good. You definitely just don't want to get taken out this early on. So here will be somewhat of a sitting duck as they go through the next sector and approach the hangar straight.
So it looks like Trin has dropped out of DRS range of combined YouTuber now. They're in P9. And he's to try and get back inside it. He's going to be a sitting duck to Bluey.
Here we go, in the DRS zone. Wing opens. And watch how much speed he gains up. He'll probably hit 320 by the time he gets to the bottom. Decides to go on the left side, so that's going to be an overtake maneuver on the outside. I don't know if he'll be able to make it stick. He'll have to go a little bit wide to try and save the car, so Hero will keep the lead of this race at the moment. But Mikau is definitely on the attack. Let's jump down a couple of places, see what the race is like at the back. 8th position here with combined YouTuber for Alfa Romeo, chasing down the Mercedes powerhouse, driven by T-Mac.
Just seeing in the chat as well, Jacob, I think, mentioned that he wondered if that floor damage that Panda got was from contact with Trin. That might explain why Trin's struggling to keep up with combined. You'd expect him to be a little bit quicker than the Alfa Romeo.
Ah, that is a good point. Fortunately, not something I can check, but I believe the theory. Oh, it's Smitty. 3-second time penalty. That'll be the first one.
Already.
Yep. For multiple warnings. Has to keep it in between the white lines. Will we see a reenactment of Ham Verstappen? No, because the damage model in this game doesn't allow that. But also because I don't think anyone is going to run that close. We did see in turn 1 that happened between Panda and Trin, but yeah, not fast enough for that. I'll tell you what though, any game that allows for that type of simulation, whew, sign me up.
I think in F1 2021, the person on the inside would get spun.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, yeah, that's true. Oh, it's Mikau sets the fastest time, and that's what happens when you get DRS. Now, he's in the front, so I'm sure Hero... I would assume these guys are probably going to leapfrog until the first pit stop. Then strategy might take over. So right now we're seeing a very, very clean race so far. It's good. See no major issues either, which is great. This Hero is chasing him down. Not close enough, but... as this has gone on, Big Al's made it closer and closer as well, so this might actually be a 3-way battle.
A bit further back as well, Simdogger in the Ferrari, struggling to stay within DRS range of his teammate. Condon as well, and they're just hanging on to the back of the Scarlet car. We currently do have a DRS train from 1st down to 15th.
Ooh, and Big Al has not made that stick through Mackett to Beckett, so he's lost a lot of time there. But Hero will look for the overtake, and he decides to go on the inside of Stowe, but clears Mikau fairly easily and retakes the lead of the race. As someone came in, I believe that was Big Al. Yes,
He
Big Al.
has. First one to pit. I wonder if he's trying to go for a bit of an undercut here. This is around the time where you'd start to change onto the mediums without a safety car. With that VSC we had slightly earlier, I wonder if that's just going to prompt people to go a little bit longer as we see Pacey making a move on Pondon into turn 1.
Pondon's looking for the response. Tries to go through the outside of the village. Catches him on the inside, going through loop though. Great job.
A little bit of contact there from Smitty as well on the tyre of Pacey. Pacey with no DRS either.
Oh, that's big brain move from
just
Pondon.
in front of Pondon before the detection point. Great work from the Aston Martin.
Yeah, big brain move. Come through, and it looks like Pondon might actually get away clean now. Pacey does drop to the 3/10 mark behind. Just looking at some of these times. Looks like Potsy trying to make a move here on the Haas. Both of them white.
Yeah, got to keep an eye on Big Al to see if he's able to get an undercut on the leaders. I think he was only 2 seconds behind Hero in the pit.
Oh,
Let's see if they respond.
it's a really nice race behind him. So I think that was Mikau. Did Mikau just go in? No, that was Hero.
No, Mikau stayed out. Hero's in, so is Artanis and T-Mac, as well as Trin. So Big Al's currently coming.
Oh my God, what is that?
Final straight. We've got Batemates out.
What
He's
is
crashed
that?
onto the pit straight. Are we going to see a safety car? We are seeing a full safety car, and this has ruined Big Al's strategy. He is not going to get the undercut.
Wait,
Unlucky for the Mercedes.
wait a minute. Let's go back here. Let's see if we can see exactly what's happened. I'm not sure, but here we go. All right. Wow, he's gone straight into the wall. I don't know if is that.
Big Al going for the undercut from P4 is now dead last.
I'm not sure.
Wow.
I'm not sure if that's curb. Just watching that on the inside, I'm not sure. He didn't hit the sausage curb on the side. He just hit the painted area. But it looks like maybe he just put too much.
Oh,
throttle.
Bluey spun under safety car, and Trin, Matthew Dabry, and Big Al all having to avoid him.
Oy, not good.
He stayed out on the soft tyres, and
Oh my God! Is he? Oh no, it's just the game glitching out. I thought.
oh, has he got a puncture though? He does have a
he
rear
does.
puncture.
Oh,
he does have a rear puncture.
That would be why I saw no tire on the back, and I just thought to myself, "Oh my God, he's lost a tire." But
No, apparently he got punted, according to Farmer Sam, who's in the Alfa Romeo chat. So I wonder if Blue made contact with the Aston.
If that's the case, why was there not a penalty given? If that was contact under a safety car, usually that'll be a massive penalty between them.
Oh, puncture. It was puncture, not punter. The chat. Farmer Sam trying to start some pit lane stories there in the chat.
All right, that makes so much more sense. Okay.
Oh,
He's round again.
Yeah, that rear right is done.
Oh no.
We see the remainder of the soft runners coming to the pits. This will help Big Al a little bit because he's caught the back of the train, but maybe not. Mikau takes the lead. Potsy may lose out here to Hero. Yes, he does.
Oh, and he's going into the wall again.
Where's Big Al ended up? So Big Al is P10, so he's made a few spots back.
Oh, that's really inflicting.
He's down. Let me have a look. 7 positions. Big Al's down now. That's really unfortunate timing with that safety car. Simdog got onto the hard tyre, so I said the drivers would stay away from it. So I think he must have either made a mistake or he mustn't know that the mediums go to the end from here. But at the moment, Bluey's the only driver still on the soft tyre, and I'm sure he can't wait to get a full set back on.
That car, so difficult to drive, but he's managed to get it to the pits now. It'll take over. Has Batemate left the session?
Yes, because he retired.
Oh. I didn't even notice that.
You showed his replay like 4 times.
No, I didn't. Was that? Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of the wrong person. Never mind. Never mind. I thought of the wrong. I was thinking Bluey, and I'm on board.
No.
And I thought
No.
that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So there we go. There goes the mediums. And, I'm out of pit
So I'd
lane
expect
now.
we're probably going to have another lap of safety car just to give Bluey a chance to close that gap a bit.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment, Simdog up 7 positions from the start. Potsy up 6. Also got Mattia Dabry up 4 as well, but Big Loser down 7. Ooh, Simdog on trend, change of positions. What's going on here? Oh, Simdog is in the pits. Simdog is in the pits.
Okay. So he's decided that the hards are not the way to go. I wonder if his game gave him the wrong tyre compound.
Probably the case, yeah.
Yeah.
And hopefully he's selected the mediums and doesn't go back on the softs.
I just noticed that the Aston Martin safety car.
Yes, it is.
Hey ho.
I think it was the same for Tier 3 as well. We had the Aston, so
Yeah, it would
nice
be
to see
because
that.
the Aston comes out in Silverstone. There are certain tracks that have certain cars. There we are. Mick Howe leading this race. 9 of 26. So plenty of race still to go. But the AlphaTauri is leading. Smitty on the penalties. Having a look at the position changes. Biggest profit there is Potty. 6 positions gained. That's the start of the race. Biggest loser there would be Big Al. Sorry, go ahead, Gus.
No, I was just checking yours, but my graphics got a bit of a bug with Artanis showing the dash, but also that they've gained 1 position. So.
Okay, yeah.
Good job, Cody's. But it looks like Sim has caught the back of the safety car train. Bluey going through turn 2 now. I think he'll be pretty close to catching the back of the train when it's called in at the end of this lap. So, good recovery for him.
It is kind of funny that Simdogger managed to come into the pits and get out ahead of the Alfa Romeo. But yeah, he'll catch up, and then everybody will be within a tenth of each other. And then once we get this show underway, we might actually have quite a chaotic turn 1. Everyone watching at home, where would you like us to watch the restart from? You want to watch it from the front, middle, the back? Get some audience participation here. What would you guys like us to see? And Cat saying middle. That's probably the best place, actually. Then you can see anything that happens there.
Going around again, apparently.
Well, Bluey's still a fair distance away, so the game's sort of
caught him.
So 1 more lap around Silverstone. Slowly. Keep it wherever I am. That's everyone's pit stops done. This will be a straight shot to the end now.
Let's see, unless you see a late safety car. I expect everyone to stay on the medium.
Then they'll probably switch on a soft. Having a look at this, it's going to be a pretty even playing field at the front now. It will just be a straight shootout. Otzi will probably be able to keep close as well, so I just wonder. Given DRS. There we go. Race control confirming safety car will be in this lap, so it'll be up to Miguel to restart the race. But as we said, let's jump on board with Matt Dabry. P8. We'll have a look at how the restart goes in this part of the grid.
So you'll be interested to see if the Mercedes of Big Al is able to fight his way back through the field after this restart.
Needs to be careful. You don't want to get caught out with this acceleration bug. I think Mikau's decided to pull the trigger. Don't be greedy, Matt Dabry. Here you go. The race has restarted. Keep an eye through these turns. Actually, there's decent gaps between everyone, so it's not going to be too crazy. We get a bit of snap on the Ferrari there. Oh, and he has to turn left to avoid the rear of the Red Bull. Oh, but the Mercedes is on the outside. Good job keeping him behind, though. Now, of course, we won't have DRS for another couple of laps. So it's going to be all on the engine and the battery.
Pointed and Simdog are having a nice battle for P12 at the moment, going side by side.
Ooh.
In the lane to Chapel.
Big Al up the inside, manages to take P8 away from the Ferrari, as it looks like Smitty might do the same to Pacey. Oh, does he keep it, though? I think he does. No, it's dropped back. The McLaren managed to grab back P10. On board with Big Al. Maggots and Beckett's now on the hanger straight. Nice speed down towards Stowe. Be nice and tight through the apex. Yeah, that was a good restart. Better than some of the other ones we've had, that's for sure. Ooh, Simdogger. 3-second time penalty from the stewards. Multiple warnings.
Yeah, took a little bit too much curb at the final chicane. Oh, Pondon looks like he's really struggling in turn 1. That's the second lap in a row where he's had a big snap mid-corner.
Smitty and Pace, you're actually fighting quite well here. Oof. Pull up hard for the Haas. Oh, and he just grabs a little bit of snap. Oversteer there, well caught, but that's cost him a lot of time now. Dropped down to 6/10. See if we can make that up through the second sector. Big Al's actually doing a great job catching up to Trin here. I'm not sure. There was some driver error there from the Red Bull. Now, you said earlier that the mediums can comfortably do the race distance, so there won't really need to be any tyre saving.
Yeah, that's right. So should see everyone going pretty flat out to the end. But obviously they'll be managing their ERS. Will be the big factor, especially Mikau, who's at the front of the train, and Combined as well, who's dropped out of DRS from T-Mac.
So lap 13 of 26, DRS now re-enabled by race control. Which will mean more overtaking opportunities for some of these guys. Unless you're Tennyson Combined, in which case no DRS for you. Come through left field now. Big Al doing a very good job. Stay behind this Red Bull, and he's losing Matt Dabry at a rate of knots. 1 second now, so Ferrari's got no assistance. Trying to catch through. Looks like the Mercedes are both on an attack pattern. Big Al within 3/10. His teammate T-Mac also very, very close to the Aston Martin ahead in 4th. Combined YouTuber trying desperately to keep that Red Bull behind. It's not going to happen. You can try and break the toe all you want, but he's got the DRS and he's going to go around the outside. Hopefully no collision between the two. Beautiful driving from both of them. And now Big Al will probably be in a spot to try and overtake towards Abby as they cross the line. Depends on his exit. Oh, he might look for it. No. Decides to stay behind.
Pacey got the move done on Mattia Dabri as well, going into Stowe.
Oh, but Matt Dabry went wide, so penalty to him. That's 3 seconds now to Matt Dabry, Smitty, and Simdogger.
Smitty looks like he's under a little bit of an impact from lag at the moment. Got the red bar above his name.
Oh, the Mercedes is much faster into the sector. Combined, you're looking in his mirrors. Mine's also lost time to the Red Bull ahead. Oh, this might be an issue. There you go, playing it safe. It's good to see. No risky moves as of yet. Plenty of race to go. You don't want to sabotage it, but God, he's close. I think T-Mac's going to make an overtake on Artanis there. Very well done. Combined YouTube around the outside. It looks like Big Al will try and follow. Oh, the cars almost come together, but they do well to avoid it. Trin now going to try and brake later around the outside, but he'll get the inside turn on the last couple of corners. And have a look at Big Al. The Alfa Romeo with a little bit of a slip up coming into the last turn, and Big Al capitalizes on that up into 7th place. But we have a Sector 3 yellow flag, and it looks like
it was Bluey. Bluey in the final corner just had a snap of oversteer going into the final corner and had a bit of a spin onto the grass, but he's recovered. There was a little battle happening between Simdogger and Smitty. Simdogger going for a lunge. Didn't quite pull it off, and that's kind of what caught Bluey out. He was out very wide in the marbles, and that's where he lost the rear.
This is a great battle here in the mid. Matt Dabry overtakes Pacey there for 9th place. Combined is currently at the back of this train, but they've been trading places well. Just having a look at the front there, Hero chasing down Mikau as they come to that back straight. And with relative ease, DRS does make that, but the question is, will Potsy be able to make the move? No. But he'll stay behind Mikau through that section. But it's a closely contested battle between these front runners. And eventually it'll come down to ERS management towards the end. That'll be key. Or if one of them makes a very horrible mistake. I think Potty might have... Just wondering, watching him come through some of these corners, he's getting a lot of... he's making a lot of adjustments on the wheel in regards to his turning. I just wonder if it's escaping him or if he's just putting a little bit too much input early. So far, so good, though. 2.7 second gap between this front train and T-Mac in 4th place. Oh! Massive snap from Potty there, but did well to catch. And I don't think you'll be seeing team orders from AlphaTauri to move over. Pacey takes Matt Dabry there, 9th position.
Oh, Smitty's gone. Smitty's gone. He's out. He lost it at the exit of Stowe. And he's in the wall.
That is a retirement there, but it doesn't look like a safety car will be called.
I think Bluey was hoping it was going to be a safety car. He dived straight into the pits to get a softs, but well, unfortunately it's not quite paid off. Ponton, though, side by side with Mattia Dabry. Did I say Potsy? I meant Pondon.
I know what you meant. Because I was watching Potty and I'm like, that's not happening. Oh, side by side now. It's a drag race between the two. Ferrari versus Mercedes engines. Still side by side. Oh, it's a good battle here. Matt Dabry currently in the lead. He will take it. But as they approach the third sector, DRS will be on Pondon's side. I'm sure we'll see some form of overtake. Just jump back real quick to the front runners down the hangar straight. And Hero's doing a great job. No DRS, but he's managing to stay ahead. So either Mikau's just choosing not to attack heavy at that point. Oh, so close there from the bumper cam. Guys are leaving nothing on the table. In a similar situation, Pondon tried to get past the Ferrari, but got stopped there at Stowe. So he'll have to stay behind and try for another attempt, most likely down the Wellington. Actually very close gaps, looking at some of them. So Trin still relatively close to Big Al there. Combined YouTuber is dropping back, but he is within the 1 second mark, or at least he was. Actually jump on board with Emac here in the Mercedes, chasing down Artanis. We have 8 laps to go in this race. Williams of Hero currently leading. No scheduled pit stops for any of our drivers. But should a safety car come out, most likely see soft tyres get put on. Emac did well to pull up this car. Otherwise he was going to go wing first right into the back of that Aston Martin, and it would have been really bad day from that point onwards. And I have to, I was expecting more penalties, but it's relatively clean.
I think the corners where you'd expect them to get the most number of warnings are actually pretty lenient on this game. So talking cops, and also Stowe, it can run a little bit wide and the game won't penalise you, but it can be a bit inconsistent. So I dare say that the few times that people have drifted a bit wide, they've got away with it thanks to the lenient nature of this version of the track.
Oh, Bluey sets the fastest time at 1:28.3. That'll be softs at work. Jump on board with the leaders now. And this seems to be the effect. Hero is staying far enough ahead that the DRS doesn't make a significant impact. It allows Mikau to just catch up, and then Potsy can't really do much after that because Mikau has DRS as well. So it just seems to be this, like, Hero's doing a very good job at keeping these guys behind as Simdogger and Pacey trade places. And I wonder when the desperation sets in. How many laps before these guys go for heavy attack moves?
I think they'll probably hold off until the last couple of laps because then you can really push with the RS. But it's still about 4 laps away, so you might see a few more of these, I don't know, jumping onto the DRS train, but nothing too exciting. Everyone just kind of managing the gaps at the moment.
Based on the last lap times, Potsy is the fastest of all of them, 1:28.9, compared to a 1:29.1 from Mikau and a 1:29.1 from Hero.
Pacey tried to go for a move on Simdogger, but unfortunately for Pacey, not quite able to get it done at Luffield.
This might be a good chance for Potty here if he nails the exit. I spoke a little too soon. He was right up the back of that. Actually, have a look at the speed. Oh! Did well to not get caught out by the grass. Looked to try and take the outside line. AlphaTauri decided to shut the gate just a little. But no damage. Fair play. Move on. I'm actually slightly nervous here because these guys are close enough where crazy things might happen.
It definitely feels like something's going to happen. There's a lot of tension building in these little battles. Everyone's within a few tenths of each other. So it's going to be a matter of time before the pressure forces someone to make a mistake.
So just looking at the ERS levels, Hero's got 60%. Mikau's on about 80%. And Potsy is on 25%. So that explains the lap times. But he's going to get caught out really bad towards the end if he doesn't alter his driving because he'll have nothing. Like, right.
Yeah, he pointed out earlier that he seems very busy on the wheel as well, so that's not going to be doing good things to his tyres if he's getting a lot of oversteer.
Oh, we're about to see a camel straight maneuver. Mikau takes the lead. Potsy decides he wants P2, but I think the Williams, it was only ever going to let one of them by. Oh, he's looking on the outside. Terrible camera angle from the game. But he's made it stick. Hero loses 2 positions now. Mikau in the lead of this race. Potsy takes second. And now we're on board with Hero and the Williams because he's going to have a bit of effort to make those positions back.
A little bit of contact there between Hero and Potsy as well. You just see Potsy's rear tyre catching the front tyre of Hero. He did well to not spin in that final chicane. And now it's all up to him to try and stick with him, recharge his battery, and try and get those spots back before the end.
We still have 4 laps as Pondon picks up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And if you thought Hero was driving fast before, trust me, you're about to see that break again. The fastest lap at the moment is a 1:28.3 from Bluey in the Alfa Romeo. I take that back. It's a 1:28.342. Speak of the devil, and he shall apparently set a fastest lap time. And Mikau, last lap, did a 1:28.7 on 13 lap-old mediums. So, I think there's still some pace here as the Williams will say, excuse me, that's mine. Thanks very much. Right up the inside of Stowe. Easy done. Now he's got another target, and that'll be Mikau and the AlphaTauri. They'll have 4 laps to complete that mission. But you can bet all of your dollars, or in this case, channel points, that Mikau's going to do everything in his power to prevent that from happening.
Meanwhile, Tanner's stuck in a Mercedes sandwich. Did well to hold off Big Al, but couldn't do anything to prevent T-Mac from getting past into Cops. Stowe, the one of the other straight.
That'd be Stowe.
That would be Stowe. But he's under a lot of pressure here from Big Al as well. He's still slowly making his way up the grid after that unfortunate safety car, right when he was going for an undercut.
Just looking at the lap times previously, that was Hero's fastest lap of the race, 1:28.3. That last lap there. So he's pushing, and just to be clear, okay, he has 15 lap-old mediums, and he did a 1:28.349, and the current fastest lap on soft tires is a 1:28.342. That is 7 thousandths of a millisecond. The difference. As Hero tries to look on the inside, but Mikau, very well done to keep ahead. Potsy's looking in the inside of Vale. What? Is there a bit of contact there? I don't think so. And it's going to be a battle all the way to the line. 24 of 26. 2 laps remaining. And it is all within 5 tenths between the top three. This is great racing, I have to say. It's been a while since we've seen a battle like this. And it's refreshing to say the least. As we go into the DRS zone. See the rear wing open on the back of the Williams. Just looking at the battery, yeah, Potsy's in a really bad position here with that ERS charge. But he's having to, otherwise he'll just lose them and then he won't be in contention. So we'll see how much pressure can be placed. Oh, Hero!
Interestingly, a bit further back. Sorry, I was just on board with Trin watching this little battle for P4. The two Mercedes there, 4th and 5th. Big Al in P5 did not open DRS on the hangar straight. He definitely had it, but he didn't get a chance to open it. Oh, we got a yellow flag. Fondant looks like he's had a spin in left field.
Turns the right.
No harm done. He's able to keep going, but he was right on the back of Mattia Dabri.
As Hero looks to go on the inside, a great view from the T-Cam of Pots here. The wheels are banging, no damage. Hero will try and go on the outside of the Vale chicane, which will give him the inside run, but it'll be slower. Oh, they're going at it, and Potsy's the one that's going to profit from all of this because he'll be able to get closer without much effort, but Hero takes the lead. 25 and 26. Got a couple laps to go. Oh, Potsy just getting on the back of the AlphaTauri. Oh, he taps him again.
And a Morse code on the back of the AlphaTauri.
Oh, imagine that. Morse code. Beep, beep, beep. Move out of the way. Mikkel might look. They still have a lap and a half.
Big Al's been able to get past his teammate, moves up into P4, just one spot down on where he qualified. So great recovery drive from him.
And yeah, just looking, this is nuts. There are battles happening everywhere. The battle for the lead. There's Mikkel keeping close. He'll have DRS on the line. And this should allow for a fairly easy overtake. Done and dusted. So he is in the lead of this race. But some might ask, is that the correct move? There's still 2 DRS. Whoa, how close is that? Well done there from the Williams to avoid damage on the back. Potsy with a snap coming into the last corner. That's going to cost him time. That might put him out of a chance for battle here because he's only got 8% of battery left. Now, there's 2 DRS zones to go. You've got the Wellington straight, and then you've got the hangar straight. I wonder if Hero makes the attack on the Wellington, or he stays behind, knowing that he's most likely got the move done at the hangar. And that looks to be what's happening. Yep, he'll stay behind. So that's going to be the attack position. So Mikko has to think, do I defend the inside line and try and cut him through Stowe? As he gets a little bit sideways again. Hero's having some issues with that corner. Well, I've actually got the replay of the previous lap. We'll have a look at it at some point later. Hero is driving the pants off this car. But he's down 7 tenths through Maggots and Beckett's. Is he going to be able to catch up? I don't think so. He's got no battery. Oh my god. The AlphaTauri might have just got this. Hero's trying to close up the gap as fast as possible, but he has absolutely no battery to do it. He takes a fast inside line, but Mikko is miles ahead at this point. It would take such a massive late dive through the last couple of corners, and I don't think he's got it in him. And Mikko will take the race win here at Silverstone. That was a great drive from the AlphaTauri. I thought it'd be closer, but Hero just seemed to drop off through Maggots and Beckett's.
Oh, Pacey and Sib Dog are side by side going into the final chicane. This is the battle for P9.
McLaren.
And Pacey's got it.
Well done. Squeezes it out. And I mean, he would have had it anyway because of penalties, but well done to the McLaren.
Big shout out to T-Mac as well. He was playing rear gunner for Big Al there. Held off a massive attack from Artanis down the hangar straight on the final lap. And able to get 4th and 5th finish for the Mercedes. Great effort from those guys.
Let's just have a look here. So this was the replay in question. And there he is. Yeah, just goes what did really well to keep that, but man, that was on edge. All right, that is the race done and dusted, and your driver of the day will be Sim Dogger, who, as we see Mikau take that top step on the podium, a very well-deserved win for him. A great drive. I thought he might have made a mistake making the overtake on the lap previously, but just faster there in that second sector, and it was enough to keep him ahead. It was a great drive from Hero as well, but unfortunately, right at the end, just couldn't close up the gap. So there it is. Mikau, your winner. And took the fastest lap on the last go round, a 128.007. So well done. He'll get an extra point for his troubles.
Must have been managing that for the entire stint, I reckon.
Yeah, that's well done. So Hero in second place, Potsy in third, Big Al in fourth, with T-Mac just was behind in fifth place. Tanis, Trin combined, Pacey and Simdogger round out that top 10. And an unfortunate race for Panda, Baitmate and Smitty, all of which DNF. Alright, guys, that is Tier 1 done for tonight. But please don't go anywhere, as Tier 2 is round the corner. So that'll be brought to you by, I'm not sure, I think it's Seb and...
Trin, it should be. Possibly T-Mac as well with a special appearance.
Excellent. All right. So, like we said, please don't go anywhere. I've been Q90. This has been Gus Rules. We hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll catch you on the next one.